Some of you have submitted questions to me about how I track my daily expenditures using the mobile app Wallet by budgetbakers. Today's video will detail everything how I use it to track my credit card expenditures, whether is it online or contactless payments, and also the savings account and investments account. Let's get straight into it right away. Let's go. Two things I need you to take note of before you watch further into this video. Number one is that whatever figures that you see on the Wallet by budgetbakers is not a proof of my net worth. I have adjusted the figures accordingly just for this video. Number two is that I do not bank sync my bank accounts together with Wallet by budgetbakers. I'm not comfortable with the idea of giving them my savings account balances, my transactions, etc. And there are a few perks with doing things manually. You will be able to be on your toes by tracking your finances and recording every single day. You will know when you are about to burst your budget and you can adjust accordingly. So these two disclaimers, just keep in mind. For those of you who are new with Wallet by budgetbakers, in order to set up the account, I would recommend using the desktop version first. There is a monthly subscription, yearly subscription, and also the free version that you can use. However, with the free version, you have limited accounts. You can start off with the free version first before you make your purchase of a lifetime premium. Make sure you get used to it before you make the investment. In your settings and profile, you can actually set up the accounts that you want to track with Wallet by budgetbakers. Just click onto the plus sign add over here and you will have three options. One is to bank sync, another is to import, and also manual input. What I've done is to key in manually, so I would key in manual input and you'll be able to key in your savings account, for example DBS multiplier or OCBC 360. And in the account type, it's where you can choose whether is it a savings account, whether is it a debit or a credit card, and you will be able to select from this drop down list accordingly. So set this up first, and the next thing you want to set up is the categories. There's a standard list of items over here in the categories section, which you can go in and amend accordingly. Take a look at what I have done. Food and drinks I have categorized into groceries, eating out, social meals, or work meals. I love the fact that they are all very customizable. You can even add subcategories according to what you want to track. So set your account and your categories up, and the next thing you want to do is to see whether you want to include labels as well. Labels for me is what I do to track specific products. Like example, I'm paying for my insurance premium, the whole life Aviva plan. I will label that premium that I've paid monthly to Aviva whole life when I track the transactions. Another example will be work claims. When I spend for work on a reimbursement basis, I will tag that specific transaction to work claims. This will help with the sorting and the analytics later on. Now going into the mobile app, I'll just show you how you can do it on the go. Let's go to the mobile app. This is how budgetbakers looks like on an iPhone iOS. It will look a bit different on an Android phone. However, look at the bottom over here. There is dashboard, planning, plus statistics and more. Under planning, what I do for plan payments is that I record things like my insurance premiums that I pay monthly. It will act as a form of reminder to me to pay my bills before it is overdue. And my endowment plan, let's take for example 25th of February, $258.38 will be due. I will make the payment, and after I make the payment, I will come into this app and mark as paid. It is manual for me. However, if you want to do it automatically, you can also set this as an automatic recognition. Budgets here, you can set up things like food budget, transport budget every single month, and it will help you to pull whatever transactions that you have made every single day relating to the category that you have categorized. So take for example, let's set up a food budget of $200. The budget name will be food and period will be monthly. Categories will be food and drinks, select all. It will notify you when your budget has overspent, and when you're at 75% of the budget that you have used, they will also notify you. That is one of the features of Wallet by budgetbakers. The next thing I want to go into is recognizing different transactions on a daily basis. So let's take for example, I went out today. I spent $10 on UOB Evol on food and drinks, and it is a work meal. So after that, I will also key in things like payment type. UOB Evol is a card that gives you 6.67% cashback if you were to fulfill things like mobile contactless payment and online transactions. So when I key in $10 on a mobile contactless payment, I will put this payment type as mobile payment. And later on in the analytics, I can filter in the single month how much have I spent on mobile payment, and it will help me to keep track of my credit card expenditures in the different categories so that you can maximize the cashback that you can earn on that specific credit card. And the next common thing is, what if you pay for a meal first among your friends? So you use your credit card and pay for the meal first. How do you recognize this transaction on Wallet by Budget Bakers? So what I do is, let's say $30 of this transaction belongs to my friends. I will use the transfer function from UOB Evol to my savings account, let's say OCBC 360. And the payment type, again, don't forget to key in mobile payment, save, and that acts as a transfer function. It will not recognize it as your expenses in this month. It doesn't screw your analytics. After that, I will also key in the transaction for whatever that I have spent in that meal. $20, let's say it's for myself. It's a social meal out with my friends. So I will key in as this, and again, payment type will be mobile payment. This is how I recognize transactions. And the third one that I want to go into is, how do I recognize investments? For me, investments, I only recognize my capital. I will deposit a certain amount into SafeTrade every single month. So let's say at the start of the month, I receive my salary. I will transfer $300 from my savings account to SafeTrade, and that is how I recognize my transactions for investments. Every single day, if I make a trade, I buy, I use the traditional method of recording it on an Excel sheet, and I use the annual budgeting spreadsheet that I have for this. This is how it looks like on my annual budgeting spreadsheet, how I record every single trade that I make on SafeTrade. I do not recognize it on Wallet by Budget Bakers because every day your market fluctuates and it is an unrealized income or a loss that is on SafeTrade. So I only recognize it after I have sold it and it comes back to my savings account. That is how I recognize my investments. Even for bonds, whenever I buy, I only recognize the capital and I do not recognize whatever interest that is paid out in the future. I only recognize it when the interest comes in subsequently. And the next thing that I want to go into on the mobile app is statistics. So if you take a look in statistics, you can filter for the different time periods, be it monthly, today, this week, or this year. If not, if you want to, you can also filter for specific dates. And this is how you can track the expenses on Wallet by Budget Bakers. You can see your balance, your spending, cash flow, outlook, credit, and reports. You can even see a further breakdown of the different accounts holding how much. This analytics part is great because you can go into further details of how your income, your spending is doing in a specific month or whatever time period that you filter it for. And let's go into the desktop version, and I'll share with you a little bit more on filtering for, let's say, UOB Evol. Whether is it a mobile contactless payment or an online payment, how do you actually keep track of it? This is the desktop version of the Wallet by Budget Bakers app, and under Analytics, you can then again filter for the dates that you want. Now I just want to show you for UOB Evol. Let's say you need to filter for your statement date and you want to track whether you have fulfilled the category of mobile contactless payment, if not online payment, and you can actually filter over here. Scroll down a little more and you can see that there's filtering for payment types. If you have keyed in all your transactions and filter them accordingly, like mobile payment and web payment, you will be able to see the breakdown over here. Under Analytics and also Records, you can track it this way. Earlier, I recognized a payment as UOB Evol mobile payment. Over here, you can see that I've recognized $30 for food and drinks under UOB Evol's mobile payment. And likewise, the same, if you recognized a transaction as web payment, you can then filter for that again as well. This is how you can track your credit card transactions on Wallet by Budget Bakers. And if you want a more detailed breakdown, you can actually go to the Records after filtering for this. So just press on Records and you can take a look over here that I have filtered accordingly, and it will show that, you know, I spent $20 in this transaction for mobile payment, and again another transaction at $10. This is how I use the Records and Analytics function to filter and track my credit card spending accordingly. This has helped me a great deal, and this is how you can actually maximize your credit card and get the maximum cashback out of the UOB Evol card or whatever card that you have that requires you to hit a specific spending amount on the various transactions. This is how I record my expenses and also my investments with Wallet by Budget Bakers. It is an app that is very easy to use because every single day, once you're out, you spend a transaction, you just need to click a button and just record on the go. You don't have to go to your desktop and key in into an Excel sheet or even open up the Wallet by Budget Bakers app on the desktop version and track your expenditures over there. I have a video that I've done up, which is the first video that I've released on this channel, that has a more detailed guide about how to make recording transactions on your mobile app and also the desktop version. You can watch that video if you haven't. And yeah, so that is all I have for today. And if you have any questions relating to Wallet by Budget Bakers app, let me know and I'll help you guys out. That's all I have for today, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.